Thượng Đế là yêu thương. Đó là sức mạnh mà người có, đó là yêu thương. Các bạn có biết sức mạnh yêu thương không? Yêu thương là một sức mạnh. Và có người đã thông báo cái vương quốc của mình đó là vì sức mạnh yêu thương. Yêu thương của Thượng Đế là một sức mạnh rất lớn. Và đấy là nơi mà tôi nhận được sức mạnh yêu thương từ người. Bởi vì tất cả chúng ta đều liên hệ sức mạnh đến một cái gì đó mà nó cụ thể, thí dụ như bạo lực, thí dụ như là sức mạnh của vũ khí. Nhưng bây giờ ở đây chúng ta sẽ nhận sức mạnh mới. Và bạn sẽ thấy sức mạnh bên trong của bạn. Do vậy có sự tôn trọng nhiều hơn cho bản thân, có sự tự tin nhiều hơn cho bản thân. Cách mà Thượng Đế nhìn thấy chúng ta trong trạng thái cao nhất của mình, người Thượng Đế có thể nhìn thấy chúng ta linh hồn trong trạng thái ý thức cao nhất. Người cha của mình thấy mình trong trạng thái cao của đứa con. Thượng Đế nhìn thấy trạng thái cao nhất của tôi. Và đây là nơi mà tôi muốn kết nối. Nếu tôi hỏi các bạn, ai là người bạn tốt nhất của bạn và bạn muốn đồng hành với người bạn nào nhiều nhất, thì bạn chọn ai? Ai là người bạn tốt nhất của bạn và bạn muốn đồng hành nhiều nhất? Một người mà rất là thông minh, một người mà luôn hạnh phúc không có buồn, người mà luôn ở trong trạng thái an lạc, người mà luôn yêu thương và luôn sống động, người mà quan tâm, một cái đó mà không bao giờ nhìn thấy khiếm khuyết của tôi. Đôi khi chúng ta ngại khi ai đó biết mình hay khiếm khuyết của mình, nhưng mà Thượng Đế biết những khiếm khuyết của mình, nhưng mà người không có quan tâm, bởi vì người là hiện thân của yêu thương. Và người là mang lại lợi ích cho tất cả. Người đến để giúp tôi. Để người trao cho tôi sự chuyển hóa để trở thành hạnh phúc hơn, một người hạnh phúc hơn. Người không có quan tâm tới những khiếm khuyết của tôi mà người đến để giúp tôi. Giống như một y tá hay một bác sĩ, tôi đến với người ấy khi tôi bệnh. Cũng tương tự, khi chúng ta có một cái khiếm khuyết nào đó, chúng ta đến với Thượng Đế. Khi tôi bệnh một cách về mặt linh hồn, thì tôi đến để người giúp cho tôi, giống như bác sĩ và y tá chăm sóc chúng ta về thể lý. Người là bác sĩ phẫu thuật, người trao cho tôi thuốc. Nhưng tôi không cần phải nghĩ ngợi nhiều khi tôi đến với Thượng Đế. Tôi để cho người đó thuốc tôi khỏi mọi thứ. Đây chính là ý thức, trạng thái ý thức cơ thể. Tôi có rất nhiều vấn đề xung quanh tôi, nhưng khi tôi kết nối với Thượng Đế, hãy để có khoảnh khắc cho bản thân mình. Và tất cả chúng ta ở đây bởi vì chúng ta muốn thay đổi, chúng ta muốn điều tốt nhất cho bản thân, chúng ta muốn tốt hơn, hạnh phúc hơn. Đó là mục tiêu của tôi, đó là một hạnh phúc. Khi tôi trao cho tôi cơ hội này, và tôi biết là Maya sẽ tiếp tục cứ nói nhỏ vào trong tay tôi. Có một loại Maya khác.
Om Shanti Shanti Om Shanti Shanti अंतर मन में ज्योति जगा लो होगा दूर ज्योति जगा लो, होगा दूर अंधेरा। ओम शांति, ओम शांति, ओम शांति।
Bên trong tôi
ईश्वर से जो प्रीत लगाए बन जाए वो गुणवान। ईश्वर से जो प्रीत लगाए बन जाए वो गुणवान। ऊंच विचार शुभ कर्मों से, ऊंच विचार शुभ कर्मों से जग में बनता सबसे महान, जग में बनता सबसे महान। ईश्वर से जो प्रीत लगाए बन जाए वो गुणवान, बन जाए वो गुणवान। शीतल दृष्टि नम्र जीवन से सबको वो सुख देता है। शीतल दृष्टि नम्र जीवन से सबको वो सुख देता है। जैसे बरसे झरझर बादल दिल से दुआएं लुटाता है। निर्मल चिंतन निस्वार्थ भाव से निर्मल चिंतन निस्वार्थ भाव से सुंदर रचता अपना जहां, सुंदर रचता अपना जहां। ईश्वर से जो प्रीत लगाए बन जाए वो गुणवान, बन जाए वो गुणवान। जैसे धार से पत्थर पिघले कष्टों को सह कर खुद को बदले। जैसे धार से पत्थर पिघले कष्टों को सह कर खुद को बदले। दृढ़ता की वो मूरत बनकर चलता विश्व कल्याण पथ पर, उसकी भावना बांटे करुणा। उसकी भावना बांटे करुणा। स्नेह शीतलता उसकी शान, स्नेह शीतलता उसकी शान। ईश्वर से जो प्रीत लगाए बन जाए वो गुणवान, बन जाए वो गुणवान।
cho phép bản thân mình, tôi một chấm điện ánh sáng để bộc lộ. sức mạnh và những đức hạnh của tôi. Và bây giờ tôi hít thở sâu một lần nữa. Và giữ suy nghĩ này. Và rồi hình dung bản thân mình. Tôi là một chấm điểm ánh sáng. Tôi không phải là cơ thể này. Tôi tôn trọng. Và tôi biết cách để sử dụng cơ thể này. Tôi chăm sóc cơ thể này. Nhưng tôi không phải là cơ thể này. Tôi là một thực thể sống. Tôi thấy bản thân mình như là một ngôi sao lấp lánh.
Om Shanti.
Mạnh mẽ.
Good morning. How we heard in the song,
Ánh sáng.
those who love God,
Và tôi quyết định vào lúc này với một suy nghĩ.
they become elevated and great.
Đến thăm viếng và gặp đấng dấu yêu, người cha của tôi.
Baba is making us children very elevated deities. So those who are becoming elevated deities, what will be the sign of those?
Vượt trên thế giới hữu hình này. Và
deities have divine virtues. Only then they can be called deities. They sing the praise of deities, that they are 16 celestial degrees full of all virtues. Maryada Purushottam, these are all the praise of deities. So Baba is saying all virtues, those who have all virtues are deities. So those who are becoming deities, what should they have? They should have all those virtues. Their speaking, their walking, their sitting, their seeing should all reveal the divine virtues, because we are becoming the most elevated. So all our actions should be elevated and great. And it is also said that we also say that we are children of God. So since God is the supreme, how would his children be? They will also be great. And we call ourselves to be godly children. So we should have divine virtues like God. Then only we can be said to be elevated deities. So today Baba is especially telling us children and explaining that you should obey all Baba's Srimad, how to sit, how to speak, how to behave. We should have attention to all of these things. When we have attention to all of these things, only then you will become deities. So the most elevated Father is making us children elevated deities, and so our behavior should be elevated and royal. Now we listen to Baba's elevated versions. Today is 4th October 2025.
Và tôi trong trạng thái là
Essence. Sweet children, in order to make you the most elevated of all, God Himself gives you elevated directions through which you change from residents of hell into residents of heaven. Question:
người là đấng trao tặng.
To which aspects must the children who are to become deities pay special attention?
Và tôi hấp thụ, thấm đẫm. Tôi tích lũy
Answer:
tình yêu của người.
they never sulk about anything.
Tôi nói chuyện với người trong tình
Never make your face like that of a corpse.
biểu lộ cảm nhận của tôi với người.
Never cause anyone sorrow. In order to become deities, let only flowers constantly emerge from your lips. If thorns or stones emerge, you will just remain stone. Imbibe virtues very well. You have to become full of all virtues here.
Lòng tốt của người.
If you have to experience punishment, you will not receive a good status.
Và tình yêu vô hạn của người.
Om Shanti. The spiritual father sits here and explains to you, spiritual children, who are to become the masters of the new world. You children understand that the Father has now come to give you your unlimited inheritance.
Tình yêu vô hạn và
We were not worthy.
trong tình yêu ấy,
They say, "O Prabhu, I am not worthy."
tôi tràn đầy tình yêu thiêng liêng của người.
They say, "O Prabhu, I am not worthy. Make me worthy." The Father says, you children are human beings, and deities are also human beings, but they have divine virtues. They are called the true human beings. Human beings now have devilish traits, and this is why
Cơ thể
their
hình hài
activity is
ở trên
like
trái
that
đất,
of animals.
diễn vai của mình. Tôi phóng điểm ánh sáng. Tôi quay trở lại đến trái đất này,
When someone has
đến nơi
no divine virtues, he is said to have devilish traits. The Father now comes and makes you into elevated deities. Lakshmi and Narayan are true human beings, and they live in the land of truth. They are called deities. They have divine virtues. Although people say, "O purifier, come," no one knows the secret of how those kings become pure and how they then become impure kings.
chia sẻ tình
That is the path of devotion.
người cha vô hạn với những người sinh ra.
No one else knows this knowledge. The Father explains to you, children, and makes you become like Lakshmi and Narayan. The deities still act in the golden age, but they act in a pure way.
Một số bạn muốn
So
đi
here
bộ,
human beings perform actions where in the golden age deities perform action, but what is the difference? That they act in a pure way.
cái hoạt động tập
They have divine virtues. It is only the residents of heaven who don't perform dirty acts.
chúng ta sẽ đi Bandapavan. Đấy là cái khuôn viên bằng nguyên thủy của Papa khi đến Ấn Độ từ 9 giờ 15 cho đến 9 giờ 30 thì
Maya makes the residents of hell
đi qua đó khoảng 10 phút thôi.
perform
Nhưng mà
dirty
có một yêu
acts.
cầu, xin các bạn hãy đi cùng với lại những người hướng dẫn, đó là đi cùng với chị Sen và Phượng. Trong buổi sáng hãy đi cùng với các bạn trong đoàn của
God
mình,
now
đoàn Việt Nam.
sits here and
Ngay cả
makes
các
you
bạn
perform
lên trên
elevated
cùng một chiếc
acts
xe,
by
bởi vì
giving
khi
you
các bạn đến
elevated
Bandapavan
directions,
thì
not to perform any dirty
bởi vì có
acts.
những nhóm khác
He gives
họ
you
sẽ
the
di chuyển,
most
cho nên chúng
elevated
ta hãy
directions
đi
of
cùng
all
nhóm của mình.
in order to
Nhóm Việt Nam
make you into
hãy đi
the
cùng với
most
Sen và Phượng
elevated of
và đi lên
all.
cùng một chiếc xe.
Deities are the
Rồi
most
chúng ta sẽ
elevated.
tận hưởng buổi sáng, rồi 5 giờ chiều nay chúng ta sẽ gặp lại ở đây. Và các bạn nhớ hôm nay chúng ta cũng
They
có lớp học với
reside
anh
in that
Chu Kỳ
new
bài thứ ba.
world of
Dạ.
heaven.
Tại
You
vì ở đây
are
chúng ta muốn đi bộ thì chúng ta
also
đi, còn ai chúng
you
ta
are
thích ở
also
lại thì
number
thì mời các
wise
bạn ở
in
lại.
understanding
Và
this
sáng nay chúng ta đi
according
xe
to
buýt
the
từ
efforts
9:15
you
đến
make.
9:30.
This
Từ
is
sáng có hỏi
why
có
the
muốn đi chợ
rosaries
không?
that
Nếu
are
có muốn đi
created
chợ thì
are
ở
of
Bandapavan nó cũng được. Thì sẵn
808
tiện chúng
and
ta có thể qua đặt hàng. Phượng sẽ
16,108.
nhờ cái anh bán hàng
But
đó, anh chuyển hàng
how
đến đây cho
many
chúng ta.
is that
Ở đây thì có
anyway?
rất nhiều quà và cũng
There
rất là
are
rẻ và ngon.
billions of
Các
human
bạn có
beings.
thể nghĩ xem
So
có muốn mua
if
quà không thì mình mang một
16,000
chút tiền
emerge from them,
ông Shanti. Cái này tùy
how
thuộc các
many
bạn,
is
nếu không có nhu
that?
cầu cũng không sao. Cảm ơn cả nhà ông Shanti.
So 16,108 are being praised and sung. So only in millions of human beings, only 16,000 emerge that are important. That is not even 1/4 of 1%. The Father makes the children so elevated. He tells you children every day, don't perform any sinful acts. You have found such a father, therefore you should experience such great happiness. You understand that the unlimited Father has adopted you. We now belong to Him. The Father is the creator of heaven. Therefore, in order to become the masters of such a heaven, you have to become worthy and full of all virtues. Lakshmi and Narayan were full of all virtues. Their worthiness is praised. Having taken 84 births, they are now unworthy. When they descend, their degrees decrease, even in one birth. In this way, they gradually continue to decrease, just as the drama moves like a louse, so you also gradually come down. After 1250 years, there are 2 degrees less. Then in the kingdom of Ravan, the degrees continue to decrease quickly, souls become eclipsed, just as the sun and moon also become eclipsed. It isn't that the moon and the stars are never eclipsed, everyone is completely eclipsed. The Father says it is only by having remembrance that your eclipse will pass. Don't perform any sinful acts. The number one sin is body consciousness. This is a very severe sin. It is only in this one birth that you children receive teachings, because the world now has to change. You will not receive such teachings again. You have been receiving teachings to become a barrister for birth after birth. Those schools, etc., exist all the time, but it is only once, and that's all, that you receive this knowledge. The Father, the ocean of knowledge, only comes once. He gives you all the knowledge of Himself and of the beginning, the middle, and the end of His creation. The Father explains everything so easily. You souls are actors. Souls come here from their home to play their parts. That is called the land of liberation. Heaven is the land of liberation in life. Here there is bondage in life. These words have to be remembered accurately. There can never be eternal liberation. Human beings ask for eternal liberation, that is, they want to come out of the cycle of coming and going. However, no one can be removed from playing his part in the drama. This is an original, eternal, predestined play. The history and geography of the world repeat identically. The same deities will enter the Golden Age. Later, those of Islam and the Buddhist, etc., will then come. This will become the human tree. The seed of this tree is up above. The Father is the seed of the human world tree. The human population exists all the time, but it is very small in the Golden Age. It then gradually continues to grow and grow. Okay, how does it become small again? The Father comes and makes impure ones pure. Very few become pure. Only a handful out of multi-millions emerge. For half a cycle, there are very few. Then, for the other half cycle, there is so much growth. The deity community should have the highest population, because they are the ones who come at the beginning. However, they went into other religions because they forgot the Father. This is a play about one mistake. It was by forgetting Him that they became poverty stricken. Little by little they forgot, and they have now completely forgotten. Worship two is of just the one at first, because it is only the one who grants salvation to all. Why should anyone else be worshipped? It was Shiva who made them into Lakshmi and Narayan. How could Sri Krishna have been the one who made them that? That is not possible. How could Sri Krishna be the one who teaches you Raj Yoga? He is a prince of the golden age. People have made such a great mistake. It does not sit in their intellects. The Father says, now remember me and imbibe divine virtues. If there is any quarreling over property, then just finish that. If there is any quarreling over property, then just finish that. Why should you finish that? Otherwise, so quarreling mainly happen because of the property. That he has this much money, they have that much money and I don't have. So most quarreling happens because of property. So Baba is saying then just finish that. Otherwise, while you are still quarreling, you will shed your body. And then they will not receive anything. They will not be able to make any effort. The Father says, this one renounced everything. He didn't quarrel with anyone. He did not quarrel with anyone. He said, you just give me whatever you want to give me. And whatever he gave, he accepted that. So what would happen with the quarreling? Quarreling, your intellect goes there. And Baba tells us children that whatever property you receive is based on your fortune. If it's in our fortune, no one can take it away from you. So no matter how much effort they make not to give you any property or the land, but if it is in your fortune, you will definitely get it one day. Even if you receive very little, let go of it. In return, you will receive such a kingdom. Baba tells us how much happiness he experienced when he had visions of destruction and that kingdom. What is all of this compared with the kingdom of the world that I am going to receive? No one is going to starve. Even those who don't have any money are still able to fill their stomachs. Did Mama bring anything? Mama is remembered so much. The Father says it is fine to remember her, but now don't remember her name or form. We too have to have the virtues like she had. It's not that we remember Mama, but we have to imbibe virtues like she had. We also have to become as good as Mama and become worthy of the throne. That will not happen just by praising her. The Father says constantly, remember me, stay on the pilgrimage of remembrance. Relate this knowledge in the same way that Mama did. Only when you become worthy of such praise yourselves can the reason for Mama's praise be shown. By simply saying, Mama, Mama, your stomachs won't become full, meaning you won't be satisfied, but you have to become like her. Your stomachs and backs will come together. Why would your stomach and backs will come together? Just by saying Mama, Mama. Baba, because Baba is saying you don't remember any bodily being, but we have to imbibe virtues and perform actions like our seniors did and Mama Baba did. But just by praising them, you will not be satisfied. Only by remembering Shiv Baba will your stomachs become full. Even by remembering this Dada, your stomachs won't become full. Only remember the one alone. The greatness is of the one. Methods should be created for doing service. Let only flowers constantly emerge from your lips. Your words should be immersed in such a way that others feel happy. They shouldn't feel sorrow. If they are happy, then you are emerging flowers from your lips. Otherwise, thorns. If thorns or stones emerge, you would just remain like stone. Imbibe virtues very well. Become full of all virtues here. If you have to experience punishment, you will not receive a good status. You children come here to listen to the Father directly. Here, Baba gives you fresh intoxication. At the centers, you become intoxicated. Then when you go home and see your relatives, everything finishes. Here you understand that you are sitting in Baba's family. There it is an impure family. There is so much fighting, etc. As soon as you go back, you fall into the rubbish. Here you must not forget the Father. No one in the world can receive true peace. No one except the Father can give purity, happiness, peace, and prosperity. He gives purity, peace, happiness. Where there is purity, there is peace and purity. And when there is peace and purity, there is prosperity, because there is satisfaction. It isn't that the Father gives the blessings, may you have a long life, may you have many children. No, you don't gain anything by receiving blessings, etc. That is a mistake made by human beings. Even sannyasis can't give blessings. So you have to make effort for everything. You don't receive anything by blessings. That is a mistake made by human beings. Even sannyasis can't give blessings. Today they bless you and tomorrow they themselves die. And those whom they have blessed, they also die. Look how many popes have been and gone. There are also the thrones of the gurus. If a guru dies at a young age, someone else is made into a guru, or a young disciple is made into a guru. This Bab Dada is the bestower. What would he do with anything that is given to him? The Father is incorporeal. It is a corporeal one who would take it. This is also something that has to be understood. Never say that you have given something to Shiv Baba. No, we take multi-millions from Shiv Baba. We give nothing. So we ensure our property, we make our fortune, we don't give to Shiv Baba. Shiv Baba says, what would I do? He doesn't need money or any property. Why would he take it? He doesn't have a body, he doesn't eat, he doesn't wear anything, he doesn't drink, he doesn't do anything. He doesn't sleep, he doesn't do anything. So why would he take money? It is for us children, but we perform actions in respect to Shiv Baba's name. We take multi-millions from Shiv Baba. We give nothing. The things that Baba gives you are countless. Shiv Baba is the bestower. How could you give to him? When you think, I gave this, body consciousness comes. We are taking from Shiv Baba. Baba had so many children who come to stay here, so facilities are needed for them. This means that you are giving for yourselves. He doesn't need to do anything for himself. He gives you the kingdom. This is why you do everything. He makes you even higher than himself. Yet you forget such a father. For half a cycle you are worthy of worship, and for half a cycle you are worshippers. By becoming worthy of worship, you become the masters of that land of happiness. Then, by becoming worshippers, you become the masters of this land of sorrow. No one knows when the Father comes and establishes heaven. Only you Brahmins of the confluence age know these things. Baba explains everything so well, and yet it doesn't sit in your intellects. You also have to explain with tact in the same way as Baba explains. Make effort and become as well elevated as them. The Father explains to you, children, that you have to imbibe divine virtues very well. Never sulk about anything. So, what kind of divine virtues you should have? Never sulk about anything. So, I didn't get this, this one said to me this. So, never sulk about anything. Never make your face like that of a corpse. The Father says, don't perform such acts. Now, there is a mela for the goddess Chandika. Anyone who doesn't follow the Father's directions are called Chandika. Anyone who doesn't follow the Father's directions is called Chandika. There is also a mela of such Chandikas who cause suffering. She became a deity. She belonged to God in confluence age. So there is mela of such Chandikas. Human beings are ignorant. They don't understand the meaning of this. No one has any strength. They are completely hollow inside. When you remember Baba very well, you receive strength from the Father. However, even while living here, the intellects of many of you wander outside. Does your intellects wander outside? This is why Baba says, sit in front of the pictures and your intellects will remain busy with them. So Baba says, in order to save your intellects to wander outside, sit in front of the pictures and your intellects will remain busy with them. Then you talk, so your intellects will not be empty. When you explain the pictures of the cycle and the ladder to others, tell them there are very few human beings in the golden age. There are now so many human beings. The Father says, I inspire the establishment of the new world through Brahma and the destruction of the old world. Sit and practice it in this way. Your mouths will automatically open. Whatever is going on inside definitely has to come outside. You are not dumb. When you are at home, you can open your mouths in order to shout. Yet you can't open them to speak this knowledge. So you talk so much among each other, one another. But when it comes to speak this knowledge, you say your mouth doesn't open. Everyone can be given these pictures. You have to have the courage to bring benefit to those at home. Decorate your room with the pictures and you will keep yourself busy. So you think about those pictures, you churn the knowledge and you explain to others and you will remain busy. That will become like your library. In order to bring benefits to others, you should put up these pictures. Explain to whoever comes and you can do plenty of service. Even if they only hear a little of this knowledge, they can become subjects. Baba shows you many ways to make progress. Remember the Father and your sins will be absolved. Otherwise, even if you take a dip in the Ganges, your sins cannot be absolved. All of that is blind faith. Even at Haridwar, all the sewages of the whole city flows into Ganges. So much sewage flows into the ocean. Here there is so much sewage in the rivers too. How could anyone become pure in that? Maya has made everyone completely senseless. The Father tells you, children, remember me. You souls too called out, O purifier, come. You have physical fathers of your bodies. Only the one Father is the purifier. You must now remember the Father who purifies you. The bestower of liberation in life is only the one and no one else. No one understands the meaning of such easy things. Acha. To you, sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the Mother, the Father, Bap Dada. The spiritual Father says Namaste to you, spiritual children. And we spiritual children say Namaste to the spiritual Father. Essence for Dharana from today's Murli. First, practice only allowing jewels of this knowledge to emerge from your lips. Never allow thorns or stones to emerge from them. In order to bring benefit to yourself and your family, decorate your home with the pictures. Churn the ocean of this knowledge and use the pictures to explain to others. Keep yourself busy doing this. Second, instead of asking for blessings from the Father, follow his elevated directions. The greatness is of Shiv Baba. Therefore, only remember him. Don't have any arrogance of having given so much to Baba. Blessing. May you have the blessing of the same applies to you by bringing the time close with your stage of being equal to the Father. Explanation. To finish any consciousness of I means to remain stable in a stage equal to that of the Father and to bring the time close. When you feel some ownership of your body or any possession, there is a percentage of equality, and a percentage means a defect. Those with such defects can never become perfect. In order to become perfect, constantly remain merged in love for the Father. By constantly remaining merged in love, you will easily be able to make others equal to yourselves and equal to the Father. Bab-Dada gives his lovely children who remain merged in love the blessing of the same applies to you. Slogan. Give regard to one another's ideas and your record will become good. Avyakta signal. Experiment on yourself and others with your mind with the powers of yoga. In order for you to serve with your mind and intellect have to be free from thinking wasteful thoughts. Let there be the easy form of the mantra of Manmana Bhava. Such elevated souls who have powerful thoughts, good wishes, and pure feelings can give the donation of powers with their minds. Those who have powerful thoughts, good wishes, and pure feelings can give the donation of powers with their minds. Om Shanti. So Mohini Didi is coming to Gyan Sarovar. She will meet all the Nivasis at 11 in meditation hall. She is coming to Gyan Sarovar for the first time after becoming head of the organization. So it's a pleasure to have her.
और डबल फॉरेनर्स के लिए एक अनाउंसमेंट है। आज तो बैंक खुला रहेगा 1 से 2 बजे के बीच में, लेकिन कल संडे बंद रहेगा।
Double foreigners for money exchange, but it will be closed tomorrow. It's Sunday.
आपकी संतान है हम, आपसे क्या प्रार्थना।
आपकी संतान है हम, आपसे क्या प्रार्थना। मांगे बिना देते हमें तो फिर करे क्यों याचना। फिर करे क्यों याचना। आपकी संतान है हम, आपसे क्या प्रार्थना। आपकी संतान है हम, आपसे क्या प्रार्थना। जगत परिवार अपना प्यार से हम भर रहे। प्यार से हम भर रहे। सत्कर्म ही पूजा हमारी सेवा है आराधना। सेवा है आराधना।